So meta will come into this at some point. And again, the entire purpose of all of it is to dull the IQ across the board. What's the point of education? To make people stupid. And I hand you the kids today. Are they stupid enough for you? Or do you want them more stupid? The idea of taking a child's curiosity about the universe and things and stuff, and how things are built and how, all those things have, contributed to our society, that contributed to this, I guess we're at the peak now and crumbling, have been barred from children. They're not getting educated on any of that or history or anything. They're just tabula rasa, waiting for child abusers to sexualize them, put them into, brothel work, and stick meta mask on their head, and tell them to live in that reality until they pass away. And when their programming breaks, what happens to them? Thought that the world was like a rescue operation. Scratch that. No. It is not a rescue operation for Jesus. If it were, it would be accomplished and everyone would be rescued. Because God doesn't fail. So what is it? It's not a rescue operation. It's at the most, the gospel. It's hated in America. They're going to ban the Bible, I think, in the UK next as hate speech, or rewrite it, or whatever, and make a mockery of everything. Like they say, well, I'm all for equal, rights in marriage. It's good that all people have it, not just these white supremacist, men and women in this hetero thing. Remember I used to tell you, they will not relax until hetero is banned? I could tell you a lot of other things, but it doesn't break your heart, does it? Because you hear about it 10 years ago. That's when we did the song Simulacra. It was about 10 years ago, maybe a little less. Showing what a person goes through, and when their programming breaks, what happens to them, and how they're recycled back in here again. It's basically what it's about. That's basically what Girl Next is about. Only I go in the novel, I go very deep into the technology used, which you don't see, which stays concealed because it was a low budget movie. We didn't have, we had to just use your imagination. But yeah, sure, I'd love to, because basically what you're doing is you're using information, and you're using electricity and voltage, and you're using drugs and mind-expanding drugs and things like that, to open this, portal. Because the brain, the mind, the portals, the dimensions, it's all emanating from there. So you open the mind and then you put the data in of whatever, in the brain, through shock, electricity, trauma, and you wind up with a different person. Sometimes almost like a person that came in from somewhere else, but also if it's data, I have data of a clone life. Here I've got a whole life. Okay, here I have electricity. And I'm going to also, and this person has been, their mind is completely expanded and they're beyond, they're now tabula rasa. So I'm going to stick that data in there. And then they're going to be that, that other person. And they won't revert because there's nothing to revert to. Hence a cloned mind. That's a clone. A program clone. So most people are programs of programs. That's most people. Most people are, in a sense, like literal clones, or, like the mannequins. kind of interchangeable. But most people are programs of programs, and they're all the things that they learn and all the things they do have come from these generations of behaviors of people, civilization. And now you have an interruption in all of it. And people are asked to take the next program and adapt to it, or we'll kill you. There's like a consequence.